Alright. Oh.
Did you get the invite? Oh, I found it. Yo, I found it. Alright, yo. Did you get the invite?
I got the invite, but it said that the broadcast stopped, which sometimes PlayStation does do that when you send it by invite, so I actually have to personally find your channel.
Oh, no, I got the link already, I'll just send it to you. Oh, but then you wouldn't find it on your TV. Oh, no, okay, so just, is there a way on the PlayStation to just search for live streams? Hopefully there is, because that's how I found it.
Oh, I don't think there is. I think I actually have to, like, type in your channel.
Oh, okay, well my channel's just my name, it's just Elliot Molenfeld, so hopefully it shows up. I'm gonna send this out to some other people that might, my GFW homies that might be interested. Have I told you about GFW before? I don't know.
You know, I've heard of it.
Yeah, because I remember I told Burning a while back. But I don't think I told you, because like I joined it. I actually joined it before I left ESE, but it really started to get going when I quit ESE, and now it's like kind of a big deal and it's pretty cool. But I don't know if you would like it, because it's one of those things where you never play as your character or whatever. You just do promos and shit, kind of like those Instagram leagues or whatever. But I mean, they're recruiting people, so
I'm still part of an Instagram league.
I mean, yeah, but I thought like you were mad because at them because of how like UCW went. I don't know.
I was mad at. All right, so I found you. It doesn't say that you're streaming anything right now.
Ooh.
But hey, you got a new subscriber.
Oh, toad. On a channel I never use. Man, this guy pissing me off because I literally... Holy shit, am I not live anymore? Oh, what the fuck? It went live for 3 minutes and now it's gone. This is pissing me off. This is actually kind of pissing me off now.
Well, I found a match between you and Tsunami. I don't know who the fuck these characters are, but...
Oh, this is so stupid because it says I'm live.
Oh, checkmate through the table. Pointless.
Whatever. Who knows? Maybe there's a chance. Because I couldn't even stream on Twitch, which is just garbage, so... But I'm just gonna start this damn tournament. I don't even give a fuck anymore. I'm over it. What were we talking about again? Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, GFW, it's this thing. I can send you a YouTube video. I can send you their YouTube channel real quick because they did some pretty cool stuff. It's me and a lot of the XWE guys are technically in it, but I'm the only one out of them that's even like doing shit anymore. The rest of them is just their characters. Yeah, it was weird. Like K9. It's funny, right? Because K9, like, his Caw is actually the best one. Like, it looks the most like his character out of all of them. And he has, like, some of the best matches. And he actually cared about it. He was actually, like, doing promos and shit in the Discord for the first few weeks. But then he just gave up for some reason. And, yeah. So, I don't know. But, I mean, it's like... I don't really care, because it's like one of those things where you get out of it what you put in, and I'm main eventing their pay-per-view over the World Championship match now, so I'm pretty hyped, all because I made up a fucking story that actually, like, is doing good shit or whatever, and we're getting like 150 views per video for fucking Fire Pro Wrestling, which is pretty damn crazy when you think about it, because the audience for Fire Pro Wrestling compared to WWE 2K is like nothing. So yeet. I mean, yeah, like, here, I'll send you this video, you can check it out if you want to. I was being petty a few months ago, back when I was still mad at you and I didn't want you to join or whatever, because I was still mad at you for, like, not a very good reason. But yeah, if you wanted to join, this would be a good time too, because we're literally going to finish up season 1 with a pay-per-view next week, and then from there, like, they're going to put a bunch of guys in and get new stories shaken out and fucking fix all their shit. And the cool thing is, the dude is using the fucking PC version of the game, not the PS4, which means he has access to mods, which means he has access to, like, moves that aren't really in the game, and, like, textures and shit that aren't even in the game, and entrances that are not. Just a lot of cool shit. Where's your Discord? Yeah, so, and the dude, you'll see on this, the dude is really good at, like, making shit. Like, he made AK-47, obviously, and Nero Sin, and Omar Jackson. They all look really good. He made a ring that looks really good. He's a hell of a commentator. He's a better commentator than me, probably. And he'd probably give T-Drivers and Burning a run for their money. But where is your Discord? Here we go. But yeah, this is the go home show that we did, and I was in the very last, like, I'm in the last, like, 2 or 3 minutes of this episode, and I had this really funny segment. I think you'll like it. But yeah, you can watch that, because apparently you can't watch my fucking stream that I'm doing right now, even though it's gonna be super good. Whatever.
Yeah, so, and I'm gonna be honest with you, for a while, I was mad at you for being mad at me, because I didn't really understand why you were mad at me, so I just decided to be mad at you.
I think I was mad at you because you weren't talking to me, and then because you weren't talking to me, you got mad and then decided to continue not talking to me, and then I left ESE, and then you came back. Well, really, like, I think part of me was actually a little bit mad that you went to PS4 in the first place. Like, I understood why you did it, like, and I basically did the same thing, but at the same time, like, I already knew before it happened that you guys weren't really going to find a league, and I guess you did, but it took you, like, how long has it been now? Like 7-8 months? I mean, it's been a long-ass time, and you never even got you know the thing that just is like the cherry on top of the shit sundae with leagues on PS4 or whatever? You guys, at the end of the day, didn't even get a match in UCW. You got one run-in, where you looked pretty good, but that was it. It was like an 8-month stint, and you got on one show. It reminded me, did I ever tell you about RTG? Or were you ever a part of that back on 360? Rise to Glory? Does that ring a bell at all? Hello?
Sorry, my headset cut out?
Oh, I was just asking you, were you ever part of RTG back on Xbox 360, or does that ring a bell to you at all? Rise to Glory?
No, but BTV does.
Oh god. But no, so RTG, right? It was the Sim League back when all the Sim Leagues were actually on Xbox 360. And I remember, right, me and T-Drivers and Tsunami or whatever, we were all a part of it. And they had a YouTube channel, right? And they actually had like a decent following or whatever. And I would record not record, I would do the matches while they were recording. I probably did like 5 or 6 different Nero Sin matches, and they kept telling me how much they liked Nero Sin and how much they want to make him like the Undertaker of their league or whatever, and I was in like the world title feud and all this shit. And yeah. I must have did over the course of like a year, I must have did like 5 or 6 matches for these motherfuckers. Guess how many actually made it onto like their YouTube channel? 0 of them. And then the real kicker to it is there was a match between Warren Marshall and Lexander, right? And I was the referee because he could do special guest referees, and they had him decked out in the whole RTG referee outfit or whatever. So I was the referee in that match. Yeah. And it was like, I remember Tsunami told me afterwards that he was trying to have like a mediocre match, which was just stupid, and it was the main event of their show. And that one got on YouTube, but it was the only thing they ever fucking did. And I was just sitting there like, it just kind of reminds me. And it wasn't even that good. Like, I had better matches that were recorded for RTG with Nero Sin than Tsunami did with Lexander versus Worm. You know what I mean? Like, it was just,
Yeah.
it was like a 2.5-star match at best, and it fucking got on their show. And I'm just thinking, like, this is why I can't stand fucking, like, most sim companies, because it's like, you know, ESE isn't all like peaches and cream or whatever. It's not like the best thing in the world, but I mean, fuck, at least we have matches. You know, at least we do things.
And at least we have free range to use our characters how we want.
Yeah. Well, I don't even care about that. Like, well, I do care about that, but like, I wouldn't give a shit if someone like wanted to tell me how to do Danny B5 or Nero Sin or whatever. But it's just like, because it's like, if I'm gonna get, you know, 500 views, 300 views or whatever on a YouTube video, I'll do whatever the fuck you want me to do. But when you tell me all this shit about how to do my character, and then I don't get a match like you didn't for like 6-7 months, it's like, what the fuck even is this, right? And then like,
well,
good.
I have some news. I did talk to Brian, the guy that runs UCW.
Yeah.
And apparently, me and Bill are actually getting a tag team title shot in our first match on their very last show.
Oh man. Well, hey, at least there's that, right? But damn, I mean, when's that going to be, if it ever happens?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
That's cool, though. Any news with the TEW thing?
What's that?
Any news with the other fucking league that you're in or whatever? TEW?
Burning is currently still like needing to record commentary, and all the matches are done filming except for the main event.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you know, it's funny, I haven't heard Burning commentate in a long time, but I was just thinking, like when he told me that he was doing commentary or whatever for that, I was just thinking back to when he would commentate like XWE and like, you know, MCW matches and CCPW and all that other shit. You know what the best thing about Burning was, as far as commentary goes? That, like, it's funny, right?
Yeah.
You probably know this from experience. He is extremely hard to please as far as like a wrestling match goes. Like, there's a lot of shit that's like really good that he doesn't like for some reason. Have you noticed that?
I do, and I also know that, especially when it comes to commentary, he's also really picky as well, because I know that like he actually wasn't too big of T-Driver's commentary for a while, because he thought T wasn't serious enough, which I could level with him on that.
Yeah.
Because there were times where T wasn't.
Yeah, true. But the thing is, right, with Burning, that I really like, is that, like, for example, I remember, for some reason, he didn't like the Tristan Knight Warren Marshall match, right? It was one of their last matches where the idea was Tristan Knight was working over the legs the whole match, and he just thought it was boring or whatever, which,
yeah,
I guess, yeah, he just doesn't like that style, but personally, I thought it was excellent. I thought it was a technically excellent match with a fantastic story, and the thing is, that I like about Burning is that even though he wasn't digging the match that much, you could never tell it by his commentary. He was still, like, fucking 100% selling it like it was the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And it was just like, wow,
well,
you know?
Yeah, and here's also a surprise. I don't think he told you this, but apparently he didn't like or care for the Lucifer and Marshall matches either.
What? Does he like any matches that we've ever that have ever happened in XWE? he liked his. I'm sure he liked his Everett Jones Hellraiser match because it had. Just... oh man.
But yeah, he didn't like other matches. I asked him why, and like, apparently he just didn't think the match was exciting. I personally think he just doesn't like the character War. I personally think he doesn't like the character Warren Marshall.
I can get that, like, because I think that like him and T got off on the wrong foot, like when they first met, like a long time ago, and when that happens, it is kind of hard to get into anything a character like their call is doing or whatever, because you just want to not like them, you know?
Well, yeah, but if you remember, me and T, when me and him first met, we didn't get on the right foot, but me and him ended up being pretty good friends, and I like the character Marshall. I know that Bernie loved the character Everett Jones is the thing, so I don't think it's anything against T. I just think he doesn't like Marshall.
And I don't get that. What the hell's not to like about Warren Marshall? I mean, fuck. He's
as a wrestler, I liked Marshall. As a promo cutter, I didn't really care for Marshall's promos.
Okay, well, yeah, he wasn't that good. He didn't really do promos that much, but he got really, really good towards the very end. Like, but yeah, I guess that was the very end. Like, I liked his promos in your feud, and then I liked his promos, like, leading up to the fucking triple threat that ended his career and all that shit. But yeah, before that, I guess he wasn't that great of a promo, but it's just like, fuck. He was basically like Cesaro, you know? He didn't need to be a fucking promo. Literally Cesaro, he did the uppercuts, too!
And now watching, like, this new Bray Wyatt gimmick, I now finally know how to turn Seth into a face.
Oh god.
Okay, honestly, like, Bray Wyatt now terrifies me.
I don't blame you. Alright. I'm getting sick of listening to this menu music, so I'm gonna start this shit. I'm really pissed off that live streaming just is taking a shit on me today, but it's whatever.
I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if I somewhat like it or if I hate it.
Just wait till you get to, like, some of the in-ring segments. Like, I don't know. The matches are a mixed bag. Sometimes they're really good, sometimes they're terrible. But he's a good commentator, though, right?
Oh, yeah, he's a good commentator.
Yeah. And I could also invite you to the Discord if you want. You can see what people are doing as far as, like, promos go. Not a lot of people really cut promos, but the ones that do are, like, me, the owner, and, like, one other guy. And we all, like, do really good fucking promos. So, but that's the thing, though. I was telling him, I'm like, for season 2, Brett, I don't know who I'm gonna feud with, because it's like I'm either gonna feud with you, the one other guy, or if I can get a friend in there, which hopefully you join. I don't know. I'm pissed off because it's like T-Drivers. I told you before, T-Drivers was talking about joining ESE, but he doesn't want to join this, and I'm like, bruh, if your thing is that you don't like the time commitment, I mean, fuck, you know ESE is gonna take like a shitload of time. You're just waiting for your matches and shit. And this is literally, you don't have to do anything if you don't want to. Or if you do, you can do like a 30-minute promo once a week. It's nothing.
This is just like hey, if you have the time to do this,
Yeah.
then you know, do it. If you don't, then it's cool. Just maybe, hopefully, do something next week.
I mean, if I were you, like, I'm not like, it's weird. Like, I'm not like trying to like sell you something like a fucking salesperson or whatever. But this shit does legit get like 100 to 150 views on YouTube every episode. So if you wanted to bring in like any of your characters, whether it be Chris Arctic, Seth Lucifer, whatever, you could get them like a lot more exposure and shit for the other shit that you're doing. As far as like 2K and TEW, whatever. This guy is also working on merchandise. Like he's trying to like make fucking custom t-shirts of our characters. So that's really fucking cool. I don't know. I just think it's a cool little thing to do. And it literally, it takes none of your time. All I did was, you get in the Discord, right? You give him like a few examples of what your character looks like, what his moveset is. I showed him like a match that Nero Sin did, that we had like on the XW channel, and he fucking made it. He was perfect at it. It takes a little bit to get the logic done, because I don't know if you know how Fire Pro works, but like, for the AIs, right? Instead of being like WWE, where they all wrestle like the same way if they're computer controlled, you can actually program the logic into the characters, like what moves they'll do and when. So for example, like Randy Orton, he'll go for his power slam and then the RKO, or if you're like Chris Jericho, like he'll work over the back and the legs before he locks you in the Wall to Jericho. Like, it's actually really cool, but it takes some tweaking to get used to, because when Nero Sin debuted, he debuted by losing a match in like 2.5 minutes. But then he fixed my logic and I was like dominant as fuck. So yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm watching this and I'm just like thinking to myself, like, where are you in this?
I don't, in this particular video, I don't come in until the very end. I can show you another one where I have an actual match if you want.
Because you're using Danny in this, right?
No, for this I'm using Nero Sin, but for Season 2 I'm gonna bring Danny in. And Season 2 is literally like, not that far from now. Like, 3 weeks.
Like, if I did this... I don't even know who I would use.
Just depends on what you want to do. Like, I mean, we could, if you wanted to, we could do Danny versus Seth 2 Electric Boogaloo, but, or actually, would it be like 4 or 5 at this point? Holy fuck. I feel like
we feuded a lot.
You know what sucks about it too? We feuded a lot, but I still have not been 100% happy with a single match that we've done. I mean, have you?
Alright, so 3 out of our 5 matches, we split screen.
Yeah. And then one was the one that Randy Silva cashed in on. And then
another one, Markster was in the match and he beat us both.
Yeah.
So, like...
You know what's funny? You know what the best Danny V5 versus Seth Lucifer match probably was? It was probably that 2 out of 3 falls mask versus hair match that we had on the house show with no bills. You remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy I won that, by the way.
Yeah, that would have been awkward. Hadn't I already unmasked at that point too, like, in the past? I feel like I had.
Yes.
You did.
You challenged me to a match, and I was like, you know what, sure.
It was just a dumb equal idea I had. But yeah, like, I'm saying, like, it's weird because, like, as far as promos, I feel like, I mean, obviously there's more shit we can do because, you know, we're both fucking great at it. But it's like...
Yeah.
But it's like, I feel like we've done all, like, we need to do, if that makes sense. Had that blow away, you know, 5-star match, and then we wouldn't fucking have it on this thing because, well, we might, but we wouldn't be in control of it. It's a thing. So we'd want to feud in ESE, but
Yeah, but the thing, like, isn't like everything that happened in like XLVE supposed to be like known void, like it never happened?
No. They mention it all the time. You're thinking of
I just wanted to make sure of
NCW
that.
where Toxic decided it was a great idea to just erase everything for his league that lasted like 2 months. Yeah, no. K9 is more reasonable than that.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't mind it, but there was actually a person I did want to feud with in SF that I never got to, and it's a character of yours.
You know what I was thinking? I wasn't, not for like a feud with Danny or whatever, but I was thinking of... Okay, you're gonna laugh and cringe at this idea, right? But it would work good for Felix Gordon. Okay, so, are you ready for this?
Yep.
Yeah. So, you know how I'm, like, really obsessed with Persona right now?
Yes.
So, I decided, hey, I'm trying to, like, get Ryan Gates a little higher up the card, right? Because he's, like, a fan... I have, like, banger fucking great matches with him, except he doesn't really have a personality. So I thought, hey, you know... He's kind of tall. He's kind of lanky. I could give him black. I could just change. I just dye his hair black, and I could make him into like Joker from Persona 5 if I wanted to. So I came up with kind of an idea for a story, right? Where basically I would have a match. I'm having this match with Jedi or whatever, the high flying, the luchador guy, on the pay-per-view, but I'm thinking like whatever happens in that match, I'll just be like, okay, Ryan Gates goes to the back, and then he sees a black cat in the locker room and follows it, and then it just ends there. It just ends there for the pay-per-view, and then probably like between that and the next show, I'd post like a thing explaining that I found Morgana and all this fucking shit. But then the idea would be, Brian Gates is a phantom thief now, so he has to steal people's hearts. So I would find like a heel wrestler, like I was thinking maybe Boone Yamamoto, since he's the Prospect champion, and like come promos where I try to find his palace and shit or whatever, and then all shit. But I was thinking, I need more people to join the Phantom Thieves. So I was thinking, who might go along with this? And I thought Felix Gordon is probably like the best person I can get, since you know what Persona is, and but you don't hate it, and Felix Gordon is supposed to be a babyface kind of goofy character too. So I was thinking, hey, maybe this could be a thing.
Yeah, I made Felix, and like his whole thing is like he's just supposed to be like, you know, really awkward, like around other people.
Mm-hmm. So do you want to?
It's interesting. Let me think about it for a bit, because like...
Alright. Well, I'm not gonna do anything until the pay-per-view anyway, so...
Like, I don't want to say no, but I know I shouldn't say yes either.
You should say yes, though. When are you ever gonna get the opportunity again to be a Phantom Thief?
Whenever I play Persona.
I mean, true, but when are you gonna get the chance to do it as a wrestler?
Possibly in the new Phantom Thieves DLC when that comes out.
What do you mean, Phantom Thieves DLC?
When the Royal DLC comes out.
Is it DLC or is it a whole new game?
From my understanding, it's DLC.
It better be DLC because, like, I don't know, like, as much as I love it, like, I don't know if I could really justify buying a whole nother game, you know? Like, fuck. I don't know. But yeah, I think it would be cool. And you could come up, like, you don't have to just borrow from fucking the game either. You can make your own persona. Like, I don't know, what kind of persona would Felix have? I'm trying to think. Or what would his nickname be, rather?
Let's see. Well, let's see. There was there's Fox, there's Joker,
Panther, Crow, Skull. I forget what Makoto's was. Oh, Queen. Yeah? What? 1 second. I'll be right back.
alright.
What's up? Alright, I'm back. So I wouldn't have even noticed this if my mom didn't point it out. It is literally flooding outside right now. Oh, man.
Damn.
Which is, like, unheard of for fucking Arizona.
We're in the desert, man.
Yeah, we're in a desert, bruh. How far are you in that video?
Oh, I finished it.
Oh, so what did you think of my part?
You literally had the best part in the entire thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's doing more of that right now. Like, he's making better segments and shit, so...
You better get this cleaned up.
And there were other shows that I
Clean your
will.
room now?
No, not right now.
Mañana?
Sure.
Later tonight?
Sure, I don't know.
Buenos noches?
I don't feel like it. I just got done working for you.
Oh, baby.
Well, I did.
2.5 hours and you're dying.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not dying, but I'm talking to my friend now, bro.
You have to,
I'm talking to Gothic, believe it or not.
you have to stay strong, buddy.
Do you believe that?
I do believe that. Why not? It's fine.
I haven't talked to him in like literally like almost a year until a couple of days ago.
Sometimes that happens. Friends are busy and things
Yeah.
happen.
I don't know. You don't get surprised by things. But yeah. I don't know. I maybe didn't show you the best show to convince you to join, but you should join because I'm in it. How about that?
You know, that's you actually said the same thing when you tried convincing me to join BTB.
Okay, well, you can see that this is not BTB. And literally, you don't have to... It'll take literally 0 minutes of your time if you don't want it to, but I recommend that you do at least, like, cut promos and shit in it, because then, I mean, if you don't, then he's just gonna book your character however he wants to. And, like, Omar Jackson, for example, is doing really good right now. Like, he's been winning a lot of matches and shit and being booked strong. Meanwhile, Heel Duco has jobbed out to Lazy Dragon, who is a joke character, 3 times in a row. So, and that's because Fudge Boy doesn't do anything. So you know, he just gets whatever he gets. So
Yeah. I'll probably put Seth. Well, not Seth Anarchy, but yeah, I'll probably put Seth in there.
yeah, you should. Do you want me to invite you to the Discord?
Not yet, because I guess like now I would just have to like find like a good like most recent thing of Seth.
It doesn't have to be recent. It just has to be like, good.
Well, I guess like what I could do is I could or you could send him the link to a match between Seth versus Marshall, because that's like a long, lengthy match, and it shows him kind of what Seth's arsenal is like.
Yeah, it could. And the thing is, like, I'm not trying to rush you or anything, but you saw how they're doing a battle royal or whatever on the show.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that they don't have up for the battle royal yet. So if you wanted to get your name out there and get on that show, you probably could. Or you didn't have to, because if it's Seth Lucifer, you might want to like actually hype up his debut more than that. It's up to you.
Well, it's funny because guess when Seth is coming to TEW?
Oh, true. Yeah, so I mean, and the plan, I can show you too. Good just made the poster for the pay-per-view, and it looked fucking phenomenal. And the plan is to hype the shit out of it for the next week. So yeah, I mean, if you've got Seth, this is gonna have a TEW match pretty soon. This would get you like a lot more publicity for it too. It'd be like,
Seth, he's actually supposed. His first appearance in TEW is in the Royal Rumble match.
oh wow, that's cool. Wait, they're having a Royal Rumble on their last show?
No. Okay. I wasn't allowed to tell Markster and stuff because he's a part of it. But since you're not, I'm just going to tell you.
All right, what's up?
That is supposed to be like the last show of like that era, and then he wants to bring in new stuff that'll get people more interested. But TW will still be around.
I don't get it.
So basically, the people that used to really depend on that don't really do much in the call community anymore, they will be making one last grand appearance, and then there'll be a lot more newer people in TEW instead of the older people that he's used to having.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically just hey, this is the last of the old generation, but we are having a new generation.
So why is that such a big secret? I don't really get it.
Because he wants to make everyone think that it's the end of the show.
Why?
Because he's a troll.
Well then. Well, okay, so is TEW, is that the kind of thing, is it the same as UCW where the fucking owners play your matches and shit and whatever?
Yes.
Okay, so yo, after that show is done or whatever, do you think I should try to join TEW? I'm not going to waste $90 on the fucking game, but if Burning made V5, I mean fuck, I'd be active and shit. I could cut promos or whatever. I don't know how it works.
I mean, that would be a conversation between you and Burning.
Well, okay, let's okay, let me rephrase it. Let's say that Burning makes V5. Should I join TEW?
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to talk to the owner, but it would get Danny V5's name out there more. And honestly, and I'm sorry to say this, but I'm pretty sure that the matches for Danny would be a lot better than they are in a comp ESE match.
Well, I don't really do comp ESE matches that much. The only one I did was with you, and that was for good reason. Well, that was because I wanted the gold standard. Bro, you should see the open. I threw out a fucking banger, bruh. Are you trying to say I can't wrestle?
I'm not saying you can't wrestle, but I'm just saying that, like...
Okay, well, I'll put it this way. If you're saying... Go ahead.
I view you more competitively than I see you as a sim competitor.
Okay, but I can do both. And I will tell you this. If you're telling me that... Oh, 1 second. If you're telling me that they can do a better Danny V5 match than I could, I would strongly disagree with you. And if you think that they're going to do a better Seth Lucifer match than you can do a Seth Lucifer, I'd probably disagree with you too. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of people playing as my character, you know, because I want to fuck... But at the same time, I'm kind of a fan of it in this instance, since it would mean that I don't have to buy the fucking game. Which I'm not gonna do. But.
Yeah, so basically, since I'm actually in management, since I'm actually one of the people that actually help, like, you know, with the show, I also have, I can also, like, join their share play and play as one of the characters. So technically, technically, yes, I think that in a sim aspect, they could do wonders with Seth, because I'll probably end up being the one that plays as Seth.
Well, but then that's not them doing it, that's you doing it. That wasn't my point.
The only reason why, yeah, but I do trust them. Like, if I'm not the one that plays as Seth, I still trust that they'll do a really good job.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm probably like, unless like I haven't seen any of their shit yet, so I don't know. But I mean, I feel like Danny V5 would be kind of hard to fuck up anyway, because he just sells and sells and sells for a long ass time if he's a babyface. Then he hits a bunch of cool lucha shit or whatever, and then you do the finish. Like, it's actually pretty easy to have a Danny V5 match. But
yeah, well, the thing is, like, Seth is almost the same way as Danny. Seth gets his ass handed to him.
But instead of like a bunch of lucha shit, he does like hardcore shit.
Yeah, Seth is a hardcore wrestler.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, no, like hypothetically speaking, if I was quote unquote in management, or not even in management, if this was like the kind of sim league where people play as their characters, I guarantee you that I could do a fucking better match than they could as my own character. Like, come on now, bruh. I'm just saying.
Like, in a tag team match, they did a really good job playing as a chess club. That's the only reason why I'm saying this.
That's actually impressive. To get tag team chemistry down in 2K.
Yeah, like,
that is actually quite a feat.
So that's why I say, hey, they might be better than you and I, is because, like, because I've actually seen what they've been able to do.
Yeah. Well, that's the difference. I haven't seen shit of this yet, so.
Yeah. But you also have to put into consideration that, how long would you say that, like, you know, we all started, like, doing sim? Because, you know, XWE wasn't always sim, it was competitive.
Well, I mean, personally, I started doing sim before sim existed in XWE. Me and T-Jars were starting to learn sim back in like October-ish of 2013. So I've been at it all like 5.5 years now.
Yeah.
But then again, I didn't. The first year that we spent doing it, it was just me and T-Jars playing against each other and sucking and getting no better because we had nobody to learn from. But then we ran into actually some like real sim. We never got into their league, which sucked. But we ran into some like legit sim people before XWE. Well, it existed because Sport was running it, but before we even got control of it. So we were learning how to legit sim, I would say by like really late 2013, early 2014. I mean, I've been at this a little longer than you think, bruh.
See, I thought you were at this like for like 3 years.
Oh no, oh no. I've been at this for a very long time. And granted, T-Drivers is better than me. I believe me and Markster are at about the same level. No offense, I do think I'm a little better than you, but that's only because, well, I don't know. I mean, I say I'm better than you, but that's mostly because I like high flying more than hardcore stuff. So, that's not really fair.
I think it just depends, like, the kind of, like, match it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Like, I just prefer my matches to your matches, but that doesn't mean that your matches are not as good as mine, because they are. It's just, I like doing my high flying shit, yeah. And I don't like worrying about table spots and fucking how to throw people onto chairs at the exact angle because I'm bad at it, you know? But
yeah, but like if my spots that you know Seth has to go through or put his opponents through, if they go well, they look amazing.
yes, they do. And you're very good, like you're way better than me at like setting up like weapon spots and shit like that. Like I don't know if I could do it, but just like I would fuck up a lot more than you would. But at the same time, I think that I think that I'm a better high flyer. I think that I fucking string moves together better as far as that goes. But you know, it's just styles.
Yeah, because honestly, like, every high-flying character I've ever tried to go with has always failed.
Dextra Hunter. Thing is, like, I don't really know how to explain it. You just gotta go, like, balls to the wall with it. Like, well, it's hard, right? Because it's like, you gotta just, like, fly around enough. But, like, what I did with V5 is I tried to make him a little bit more technical, too. Kind of like Jushin Liger. I tried to kind of make it so that, like, he could do his high flying shit, but I didn't have to do it all the time. Because if I tried to do it for 20 minutes in every match, then I would fuck up half the spots. So I try to, like, save it for sequences and shit. And, like, if I'm wrestling somebody where it wouldn't make sense for me to sell for 20 minutes, like if I'm wrestling like a jobber or like a lower mid-carder, that's when I try to break out like the technical wrestling. So I can be on top but not have to fucking fly all over the place the whole match. I don't know. It's whatever. I think I've done pretty good for V5, but yeah, I mean, like I'll be real. I want to join TW. Like I really do. Like I think it would be cool, but I don't know. It's just weird because like I don't have the game, and like I don't know any of these people, and
right. So it's like because the only people that you would actually know are me and Bernie.
Right, and it's like I don't know, but I want to join, so.
Yeah.
If you could let me know, like, well, I guess after this pay-per-view or whatever, I should probably talk to them. Or fuck, should I talk to them? Like, I don't know.
Well, the thing is like, honestly, like, a lot of things are already getting booked now. So, like, the sooner that you talk to them, the better, because I can already tell you that, like, after the pay-per-view, like, the next 5 or 6 match cards are already.
Hell's that gonna? How are you even gonna get through 5 or 6 match cards? Doesn't that usually take a sim league like 2 years?
After he releases the pay-per-view, he wants to make it weekly shows.
Really? Okay. That's ambitious.
Or every 2 weeks.
Now that's ambitious, but I like it. Alright, tell you what. I've got nothing going on today, so I'm actually gonna see if Burning gets on. Because, I mean, the first thing I gotta do is talk to him and see if he can make me a fucking V5. Which I'm sure he can.
Yeah.
And then yeah?
The thing is like, if he says that he can't, then it's all fair. Because...
Well, yeah.
Because me and you both know that Burning is really busy, and he doesn't really have a lot of time to be on anything at this point.
True.
Because I barely even see the guy.
I mean, fuck, if he doesn't... Would you maybe want to take a shot at making a V5?
Like, I could give it an attempt, but the thing is, I can tell you right off the bat that like, I'm okay, because, like, again, like that art, like that Chris art that you saw was done by me. It's because, like, it's not like I'm horrible at making calls like I used to be. It's that they don't look like anything special.
Well, you know what I might be able to do? I don't know if this would work or not, but I wonder if I could grab the logos that V5 has got on him right now, right? And I wonder if I could get them onto my computer, and then from there, throw them onto the fucking, or give them to you and you can put them on the PS4 thing or whatever. Because if you did that, because he has no face morph, right? He doesn't need any shit like that. It's literally just black tights, a black mask with green shit on it, and it looks pretty good. And then I could, I mean, the moveset, I could literally tell you all the moves that he's got, and I could even change it, make combos, whatever.
I just thought of something.
What?
You wouldn't even need me or Burning to make Danny V5, because I could just let you control my thing with SharePlay, and you can make Danny.
Oh, for real? Well,
yes.
Except I can't really make Danny because I'm not good at it. But I could probably... yeah, because Markster made the current Danny V5. Although, wait a second,
really?
Markster... But wait a second, but Markster has a fucking PS4 too. Yeah, this could work.
Yes.
And wait, isn't Markster part of the damn show anyway?
Markster is a part of the show, but he's just a member. He actually doesn't have the game on PlayStation.
Oh. Well, couldn't you share play with him, though?
Yeah, I could share play with him, no problem.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure between the four of us, I can come up with a fucking Danny. I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is good. Well, I'll ask Burning, because honestly, like, no offense to Mark... Well, it's not even Markster, because, like, he made my Danny V5 in, like an hour. Like... Because I asked him to do it, and then he forgot, and then it was like 2 hours before the show, and he just threw one together, and it ended up looking really good. But, I mean, fucking if Burning has time, and Burning wants to, I know he can make a fucking bitch in Danny V5, is the thing. So, yeah. I haven't talked to that dude in like 2 months, I don't know, it was weird because he got mad at me because I wasn't talking to him or whatever, and that I wasn't talking to Becca and shit, and I don't know, that's a whole nother story, but I don't know, he got really mad, and it was like, I'm in college, dude, you know, like I wasn't trying to be a dick, I wasn't trying to ghost anybody, but I've been busy and shit, and I don't know. Fucking Xbox and like, I don't know, like, it's nothing against you guys, but like, there are some days when I just have a problem with everybody on Xbox / PS4 / whatever, just period, you know? You ever have those days where you're just fucking done with it? Like, I don't know.
Those days where I'm just like done with people, I just like don't contact them for a few days until I chill out.
Yeah. But it's just like, I don't know, ever since you guys moved to PS4, I feel like Burning got mad at me at first, and like, we're over it now, like, we've talked about this, like, everything's chill now, but it's like, it's funny because he got mad that I wasn't talking to him, yet he's the one that went to PS4, which I'm not really on, you know, like, I'm on it, but I don't have PS Plus, and fucking everything I have on it is single player, you know. So I don't know. It's whatevs.
Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is like, I can see where you're coming from, why you got mad at us, because even though, like, again, you did have a PS4, it's not like you really got on it, and it almost felt like to you that me and Bernie was abandoned with a group of people that didn't really care for you, besides Markster.
Yeah. And I mean, I still kind of I'm not mad at you guys anymore, obviously, but I mean, I still kind of feel that way. Like I still wonder why the hell I'm even in ESC again. And I remember we talked about this already, but it's like this weird thing where I want to still do matches, you know, and literally I can't think of a single other place that I can do matches that aren't shitty competitive matches that's not ESC, you know, and it sucks because Toxic is in it, and fucking Corey, and all these fucking people that I don't give a shit about. So.
Well, what I notice about like Corey and all of them is like, for a major part of it, they're not even there.
Yeah, exactly. They come in to do their matches and leave, basically.
Which, when I was a part of management on Rage, when I was, you know, like actually doing things.
Yeah.
Which
Rage, those were the days. Not. Jesus Christ, that was such a fucking train wreck of a show. Alright, sorry, what were you saying?
I thought me and Bernie were doing good on Rage, honestly.
Oh, you're just gonna forget that I was part of it too?
Well, you left.
When did I leave? When Rage was going on? I think you got your times mixed up.
You left management.
I did?
Because, yeah,
but
you
I thought Rage wasn't a thing by that point.
No, Rage was still a thing.
It was?
Yeah.
Weird.
You were. I don't even think you were even on show down at that point, but it was me and Burning in management.
Because it was the three of us for a while, and we didn't really get along.
No,
and then,
we didn't.
Yeah, and then that's basically why I left. Because I was like, fuck it, I don't care anymore. Like, I don't know.
And then when you left, I actually started taking a bigger role in management, where I actually, you know, helped making match cards, helping with like storylines on like who me and Brain thinks that should be pushed and who shouldn't. And yeah, it was actually really good. And so I'm pretty sure you know this by now, that like me, you, and Burning, we all have different like ideals on like who should or who shouldn't be pushed, and like how things should go.
Yeah.
For the most part, me and Burning actually agreed on a lot of things, just on a few things we didn't.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just because like how good of friends me and Burning are, or just if we have like the same idea on like how a wrestling show should go.
Well, it's weird because like you have the same idea on how a wrestling show should go, but yet there's still the thing where Burning like seems to not like any matches ever unless they involve people dying. But you like I don't know, it's weird because like yeah, like I feel like you guys worked more as a unit better, but it's just like I can't really explain how. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean like,
and I mean I don't even know that I really want to get into it too much, because then I'll just feel like I'm talking shit about Burning somehow, you know, which I'm not trying to do.
yeah. But yeah, during that time, and like this is no knock on you or like T or Marks, but when it was just me and him, it just felt really good actually doing things because when it was like, you know, 5 of us doing one show,
Yeah, that
I was for one, I felt like that was too many people for one.
Yeah.
And for two, like I saw how much you and T would get into it with each other, and
Yeah.
even when I would actually try and throw in an idea, T would just shut it down right away.
Yeah, that low-key fucked my friendship with him for a little bit.
So,
Not even low-key, it high-key fucked my friendship with him.
So, like, I just felt like at that point, like, well, even if I try to say anything in management, unless I'm agreeing with T drivers, then I guess, like, everything's just going to be null and void, so what's the point?
Right. I mean, and you remember, like, because you remember it too, it was like, maybe I didn't have the best ideas every fucking time or whatever, but it's like, I felt like every time I came up with something, it was just like, no. And it was like, at that point, it's like, that's another reason I left management for the most part, because it's like, it started getting like that with you. And I don't think it was your guys' fault or whatever, but it's just like, you guys happened to agree on shit that I didn't, and it was, you know, it was 2-on-1, so it was like, well, what's the point of me really staying? You know, I'm just going to make things more difficult for everybody and not get my way.
Yeah, and because I remember like there was like hardly anything that like me, you, or you and Bernie would agree on, because it was always just me and Bernie agreeing on almost everything.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, that wasn't fair on you at all.
Right. And that's the thing. That's why, like, that's why when I did CSW, even though it wasn't a really serious thing, every time anybody ever asked to have some sort of, like, management role in CSW, I shut it down immediately, because I was like, no, fuck that. The only way that I'm going to get things done, apparently, in this specific group, is if I'm calling the shots. And when I do, it's not bad. You gotta get, like, I don't mean to, like, be, like, egotistical or whatever, but I think I'm a pretty good leader. But it's just like, I just have a very different idea of how to do shit than everybody else, apparently. So.
Yeah,
I mean, that's why I'm mad at the ESE people, honestly, at the end of the day. Like, because I'm mad at K9 too a little bit, because it's like, I feel like he's on a fucking high horse almost. He thinks that ESE is like such a great thing. He has no respect for me, despite the fact that if I wasn't around, then no, ESE wouldn't fuck. Like, okay, if I was not around, none of the shit that you guys are doing would have happened. If I had not, if me and Burning had not convinced you back in 2013 to not quit XWE, you wouldn't be doing any of the shit you're doing right now. And I'm not trying to be a dick saying that, but I just feel like nobody fucking gives me any respect anymore. You know?
yeah, I mean, the thing is with me is like, you already know that I respect you and Burning. That's,
yeah. I wasn't trying to say it to you. I was just talking more about like K9 and the whole ESE thing. It's like these motherfuckers don't understand that, like, they're just being assholes to me like 24/7, and it's just like, bitch, I created you. like you know.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, they've seen T drivers do it so many times that they're like, oh, the normal thing to do is shit on Scorpion.
Yeah, but he didn't understand that. Like, he only did that because he's my best friend, and I was cool with it. Toxic sure as shit ain't my best friend. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, and honestly, probably like one of the biggest reasons why, because like I'm pretty sure a lot of them would love to shit on me, but the only reason why they don't is because like we all know about the famous Gothic temper.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, when I lose it, I'm a complete fucking asshole.
I still am kind of surprised that, like, I don't know. I'm a little surprised that that still works though, because it's like, I don't know, like, but then again, like, no, I feel like it's not even that though. like I feel like I feel like people do. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just that, like, you're quieter now than you used to be, but like I don't really think people have a problem with you anymore. I don't know.
I don't know, like, cause like even like when I was like louder, like, you know, when I was a bigger dick, cause let's be honest, I was a dick.
Yeah.
People really wouldn't say things, like people would say it behind my back, but they would never say it to me.
Yeah. I don't know.
But like the thing is with them, like I've always noticed that like they don't care if you're in the party or not. They will say it.
Yeah.
Even when people didn't like me, they would never say it unless they thought I was not there, or if I wasn't there.
I mean, I guess in a way that's kind of better though, huh? Cause like, would you really rather them be talking behind your back? I don't know. They just think that I'm not gonna do shit, and I really don't, but I don't know. Well, at this point, like, if I'm gonna stay in ESE, at least, like, the other people are whatever, they're the other people, but Toxic I'm gonna kind of put my foot down on a little bit. I'm gonna be like, you know what, fuck this. Cause I've already come up with ideas for, like, promos and stuff, like, openly shitting on him, even though I'm not gonna feud with him. So, you know. Like, I've got this great idea for the pay-per-view. I hope you... well, duh, you're going to see it. It's going to be part of the Chris Arctic and Danny match. I'll tell you about it later because I haven't gotten it all written down yet. But there's this thing that I'm gonna do during the match that's gonna be really funny. Yeah, I don't know. Really, Toxic is the only person that I really have like a serious issue with. I have a little bit of an issue with K9 just because I don't feel that he respects me as much as he should. Markster is cool, obviously, but again with Markster, I don't have a problem with him or anything, but I feel like he's kind of detached from the whole thing. And this, yeah. All right, yeah, I'll be right back.
All right.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I don't know, like obviously, Markster's the same guy, as cool as ever, but I feel like he doesn't give a shit, well, no, that's not even the right way. I don't know how to word it exactly, it's just
I think I know how to word it for Markster. It's not like Markster doesn't care anymore because he does, because I can obviously see that. It's just that he has come to terms with the fact, because let's face it, we're all older now. He's come to terms that at the end of the day that this is just a game and it's nowhere as important as we used to think it was.
yeah. And it just sucks, because it's you know, I don't know. I mean, he's right, but it's just it just sucks, because it's the only reason that any of this is any fun or anything like that is because we're all stoked on it. So when you see Markster and hell, even the rest of them, even Kana and all of them, get like less and less, you know, stoked and hype over the shit, then it's just like less and less reason to do it in the first place, you know? So I don't know. But again, I mean, that's nothing. I mean, that's not his fault. That's just the way things are. I guess it's just in Markster you almost see it just because he used to be so hype on everything, you know?
Yeah, but now, like, it's not, because again, like, it's not like he's not hyped on it, because he is. It's just
Yeah. It's just different.
yeah. And the thing
It's
is,
not
like,
the same.
I'm pretty sure you can even notice that, like, all the people in that group are, like, you know, changing about how they feel about the whole wrestling thing. Like, some of us are either maturing and knowing that it's just a game, while the other ones just don't care.
You know what the funny thing about it is, dude? I feel like I'm the only one there that's even like an actual fan of pro wrestling anymore. Like K9 doesn't watch any wrestling, like whatsoever. I don't know what the deal with Corey, Fudge Boy, whatever. Markster watches WWE still, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like when I'm in ESE, I feel like it's hard to explain. I feel like I'm playing a game of basketball with a bunch of guys who don't watch the NBA, yet they still play basketball at the same park every night or every week or whatever, because that's what they've done for the past however long years. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, it's just so weird, you know?
Well, the thing is, like, it's not like you can go up and be like, hey, care about this more.
Right, no. The only thing you can do is put more effort into your own shit, but it's like, I stopped doing that because, you know the other main reason I left? The other main reason I left for 2 months actually had nothing to do with it, with anybody else, like, in particular or personally. It was just the fact that I was sitting there cutting these long-ass promos, right? Writing out these long-ass promos, having these banger-ass matches, and people literally would leave the party when I was doing my match. Like, no one would fucking commentate half the time, or I'd cut a promo, and they wouldn't listen to it. And it was just like, why the fuck am I spending effort creating something that nobody is even giving the light of day to listen to or watch or anything like that? So, and it's like, so because of that, now I'm back, but I'm really not going to put that much effort into most of my shit unless I'm feuding with somebody that also gives a shit, aka you. You know?
Right.
So, I mean, that's just, and this is kind of how it is at this point. It's like, and then I'm gonna do this, like, Persona 5 story with Ryan Gates, and I guarantee I probably am going to put more time into that than I should, but that's just because I'm a Persona 5 nerd. So, I don't know. It's just, it's so, because it's like, I really just wish that there was another fucking league. Because you know back on 360 how there actually were other fucking leagues that you could go to, and now there just isn't. I don't know. Those days are over. We should talk about something else. It's like not as depressing.
Well, so that's why, like, I'm happy to be part of TEW. Is like, okay, so for one, I don't nearly have to be as committed.
Yeah.
And two, like, a lot of the people there love wrestling, and they actually care.
Dude, that's a nice change of pace. let me ask you, how did the oh, go ahead.
Oh no, like I wasn't saying anything. I was repositioning myself because I was starting to get uncomfortable.
Oh, I was just curious, how do the promos over there work? Like, do you write your own shit, or like, what do they do? As far as like promos and shit go in segments.
So from my understanding, like just like how the WWE goes, like so like you know how WWE is like, hey, you're feuding with this person.
Yeah.
Apparently that's how it goes. You have free range to do what you want in your promos, and they will give you, and then the like owner or the people in TW management will either say that it's good or that it's bad, and they might want you to redo it just
like,
so it makes sense for the kind of story.
Do you like record it and send it to them, or do you like fucking?
Yes.
Okay.
You record it and you send it to them.
That's cool.
Very simple process. Because what I'm gonna probably do is, because like I need to like ask them like when are we regular going? When after the pay-per-view's done, when are we going to regularly do shows? So then I know when to actually send my promo to them.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, I'm just hanging out, so I'm not really doing anything, but like, at this point, yo, I'm fucking hoping the burning gets on tonight, because I'd like to get the ball rolling on this shit. Get Danny B5 made.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was talking to Burning last night. He said that he'd get on with it.
Ooh. Then hey, maybe we can all hang out. It's the good old days.
Before Rage and all that. I don't know,
Literally,
like,
for all the rage.
yeah, I know that me and you used to watch, like, we started watching the Dragon Ball Z Abridged series that Team 4 started.
Oh yeah, that's right. Wait, what?
Do you remember what episode we were on? Because we could watch that right now if you want.
Wait, like, do you mean the YouTube thing or like the actual Dragon Ball?
The YouTube thing.
If we're gonna watch that, then we may as well watch it from episode 1, because I guarantee you I don't remember shit from that. But yeah, I'd be down.
Like it at first, but I remember that like you eventually started. But yeah, let's start watching it.
Alright, I'm in the middle of this match right now, but when it's not gonna take long. When it's over, I'll save this shit and get on YouTube. I've been debating whether I want to watch the Persona 5 anime now or not, because there's no dub of it, and I usually hate animes that don't have dubs, and especially because the English voice actors were so damn good for the game. But I don't know, I need more Persona in my life, you know? You know that they're coming out with a spin-off game on the 3DS, and I actually have a fucking 2DS that I'm probably gonna dust off, and I'm whipped, so I'll probably buy the premium version for 70 bucks. I've also been looking into trying to get a Morgana like stuffed animal, but they're like $80. And you have to import them from Japan, and I'm whipped, so I'm thinking of doing it. Cause I was also low-key thinking like, okay, I discovered recently that Arizona actually has like a fairly large anime scene, so it's like, okay, fuck. now that I'm kind of into Persona and I'm kind of getting like back into anime again in general or whatever, I mean, fuck, maybe I'll go to one of these cons, right? And then I found out if I wanted to cosplay, most of the Persona characters are actually fairly easy. So I was like, yo. But I don't know, I'm kind of like, I'll be like, I don't know, maybe you could talk me out of this or not, or tell me I'm right. I almost feel like I'm too fat to cosplay, if that makes sense.
No, like, I can tell you this right now, that there's a lot, like, more, like, heavier people than you that cosplay. And when you watch them cosplay, you're like, yeah, compared to them, you're fine. There are people like that look like smaller Big Daddy V's that cosplay. It's disgusting.
Smaller Big Daddy V's, you say?
Yes.
I believe it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Like, I don't know. I guess the problem isn't so much that, like, oh, well, yeah, obviously I wouldn't be the fattest guy, and I'm not even really that overweight. I'm only a little overweight, but it's just like, I feel like most of the people that I see cosplaying are just, like, ridiculously skinny and somehow have no traces of facial hair or any sort of acne on their face whatsoever. Have you noticed that? What is with that? That's the part that I really don't get. How do these people manage to make themselves look like cartoon characters? You know what I mean? Like they're fucking... Do they just like wax their face off practically? Like what the fuck?
No, some people, what they do is that they put enough makeup on themselves so they make it look like their skin is flawless, so they can be so in touch with that character. Because there are some people, because those people that you see that look flawless, that their costumes look perfect, that you normally see, like, you know, in like con videos.
Yeah.
Those are like the perfectionists that actually, like, I won't say like they make tons of money, but they make certain amounts.
Well, yeah, because
money.
I've seen it. They have YouTube videos, YouTube channels and shit that are fairly popular. So, yeah.
Yeah, because like they get paid to go there, so people will take like pictures of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the kind can be like, oh my god, this famous cosplayer came here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I guess, I mean, you're right. I mean, I don't need to give a shit what other people do. I mean, fuck, if I just have to worry about if I'm happy with it or not. But I guess the big thing is like if I was gonna, cause like the big con that happens here is in like first week of August or whatever. So my goal, I guess, would try to be to make some friends to go with before that. Fuck, maybe if I'm going to Persona, maybe even try to get like a fucking Ryuji or some shit on board, or a Yusuke. I doubt I'll find a girl, but we'll see. We'll work on it, you know?
I'll tell you this right now, I actually recently ordered a Persona Joker cosplay.
Ooh. Tell me, if you like it, tell me which one, and I might get the same one.
Like when I
how much was it?
I'll put it on and I'll show you. For me, it was, for like the wig and everything, it was 150.
Oof.
Not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The thing is, I feel like, well, I feel like did you get a mask with it?
Yes.
I almost feel like I could make a mask myself. I feel like that part wouldn't be too difficult. Because I saw, like, I looked up, they were selling masks for like $40 or some shit, and I was thinking, I could probably come up with something. You know, because literally all his mask is just white and black, you know? Like,
yeah.
Oh, there's nothing to it. But yeah. And the wig, like, okay, now question, do they have like a specific Joker wig, or do you just like get like a generic like black one?
you know, like the length of the Joker wig is like an important factor, but you know, they do send you just a persona wig.
Gotcha.
Like it's nothing too special.
Right. Because I figured, I mean, his hair is pretty basic. It's nothing like that remarkable.
No, it's almost how my hair
Hello?
used to be
Oh, there you
before
go.
I got it cut.
Yeah. Okay, you want to hear something funny? You might hate me for this. Like I'm sure you look good in the Joker and everything, but like when I think of you and I think of like who you would cosplay, you wanna know who I think?
Who?
Yusuke.
Why?
Okay, I don't even know. I feel okay because you have these like funny characters like fucking Felix and Slade Draven, right? And I feel like you would make like a really like accurate Yusuke. Like, don't you think?
I actually don't like Yusuke's character.
No, I don't either. I don't either. But I'm just thinking like. Because the one thing that sucks about Joker is that he doesn't really have a fucking character. Like,
No.
that's the one reason why I almost threw around the idea of cosplaying Ryuji. But I feel like that would be harder. Because, well, I can get his shirt. His shirt is actually at Hot Topic for like $15. So that's easy. But the problem is the mask is like more complicated. I have to get a blonde wig, a really short blonde wig. And I don't know, and then he's got all the weird, like, pirate getup that I don't think looks very good. Like, I don't know, am I the only, is it just me, or does Ryuji not look that great in his, like, persona gear?
Every time, because I also have like the alternative costume packs. I change Ryuji's costume every time.
Yeah. Personally, I changed them all to the swimsuits, but mostly for mostly for An and Makoto, but yeet.
I turn on into a maid. I turn.
Wait. You could do
Ryuji
different characters into different. I thought it all had to be the same set.
No.
Oh,
No.
damn. I missed out. Oh, well. Okay, so you turned on into a maid. Okay, so what else did you do?
Alright. I turned Ryuji into the Spec Ops. I kept the Joker one because the Joker one
Right.
is just iconic.
Yes. Yes, it is.
The Yusuke, I actually kind of like Yusuke.
Yeah. That's the other thing too. Like, not only would you, I feel, do good as Yusuke, but I feel like you would like his cosplay too.
Although I will say that Yusuke is really pretty, so thank you for calling me pretty.
You're welcome. Oh man.
I mean, I used to be one of your Man Crush Wednesdays, so.
Yeah, because that's the thing, right? Because it's weird. Because it's like, as far as like characters go, like which character I like the best or whatever, I would totally do Ryuji, but it's just like, I'm just not feeling his fucking persona. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it kind of sucks, honestly. Because like the other ones are so cool, and then obviously like I'm not a girl or whatever, but if you just compare Ryuji to all of them, right? Futaba's got an awesome one. An has an awesome one. Makoto's is all right. I don't like it as much, but it's better than Ryuji's. Fucking Yusuke's is really good.
Awesome one.
Yeah. Yeah, Ryusuke's is really good. Fucking Joker's, of course, iconic. And you know, Morgana, you can't really, unless you were like super short, you can't really cosplay as Morgana, but.
Like, if you had like a baby with you, like if you had your child and you wanted to do like a family persona cosplay, then that's what who your child would be.
Well, most people just have the Morgana like stuffed animal, which is probably what I'm gonna do too. But you know, but it's just like it sucks because Ryuji, like I relate to his character, and I like his character because like he's dumb like me, but no, but he's a fucking punk or whatever like me, and he's fucking like I don't know. I like Ryuji as a character, but it's just like his cosplay. I would need to cosplay him in his school attire, which I don't want to do because that's lame, you know.
Yeah.
But it sucks because I could so easily get his shirt. Like I could literally, I might buy his shirt anyway, not even to cosplay, but just as like a cool thing. I don't know.
Oh, and like, I hope you realize, because like we said this before, but because like how like you and like almost like everyone else loves Draven.
Yeah.
You guys do know he's basically just Chris Jericho, right?
I mean, yeah, but yeah, I guess he is. I mean, fuck, I guess you do a really good Chris Jericho. What's wrong with that, right?
I guess there's no problem with that.
Speaking of that,
the older Jericho.
have you been following like the AEW like videos recently? Cause like the Being the Elite stuff, because Chris Jericho's been all over it recently.
Yeah, I have. Actually, I can tell you that like, as soon as they get that like TV deal, because I'm gonna watch their first pay-per-view to see how that goes, and if they impress me by their pay-per-view, I might just like stop watching WWE altogether and just hop over to AEW.
Well, I can tell you that their TV shit's not gonna start till October at the earliest. But they're gonna have this pay-per-view that's coming. I still have to like trade in my tickets because right now me and Jackknife Jim have tickets, right? But we have tickets in two completely different sections, so we have to sell them. But luckily they're going on StubHub for like the same price they were when we bought them, so we're gonna sell them and then buy new tickets. But it's like, fuck, we're running out of time to do that. I keep forgetting how close it is. But it's like they've got this pay-per-view, and then they've got the Fighter Fest in June, which is going to be really cool. It's basically they do a show at a video game tournament and they stream it on Twitch. And because Kenny did this with New Japan last year, and it was literally like you're watching a Smash Brothers tournament, right? And then like when it's time or whatever, the Twitch channel switches over to the fucking ring, and it was NJPW at the time, and so that's gonna be really cool. And then they've got their Fight for the Fallen show on July, and then they've got All In 2. It's weird how this is called Double or Nothing, but All In 2 is gonna be in August, which really feels like All In 3. It's weird, but they're gonna have All In 2 in August. I believe this is August 31st in Chicago, I think is what they said. And
yeah,
but yeah.
because like I know that like a lot of people are saying like, oh, this is their second pay-per-view, and I was like, no,
No,
this is
yeah.
the start of like a brand new company. This is going to be their very first pay-per-view.
Yeah, because it's like I'm pretty sure Okada, the fucking Rey Mysterio, all those people are not going to be in AEW.
No.
Which kind of it does kind of suck when you think about it, because like realistically, I do think that the talent roster that they had for All In was technically better than what they've got for All Elite Wrestling right now. Because think about it, they had Kota Ibushi with them and Marty Scurll, so they had the whole Bullet Club. They had all of them. Whereas now they're missing two very, very important members. And here's a piece of news. They're still probably gonna get Marty Scurll eventually, but fucking Kota Ibushi signed like a really long-term deal with New Japan, which unless they come around, unless they come around, well, cause think of it, I mean, he's a Japanese guy. He lives in Japan. It's gonna be hard to convince him to uproot his entire life, but but it's like unless New Japan softens their stance on working with him, Kota's not gonna be in AEW, just straight up. So.
Yeah, but like the thing is, like, I don't think New Japan or Ring of Honor, I don't think they'll pull WWE and will try and act like APW doesn't exist.
Well, yeah, they're not going to. I mean, obviously, Chris Jericho's wrestling for New Japan. You remember that whole thing? That's gonna go down in June.
Yeah, so like,
So
I don't think that they would mind if they let their stars make special appearances.
right, but it's like, but that's a special thing with only Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega both had it like specifically written that they could go to New Japan if they wanted to. But it's like, I don't know. It's just this weird gray area where it's like, okay, so All In, right? They had Okada and they had Kota Ibushi, and you would think that like if they kept doing just All In shows but didn't have like an AEW, that they'd have access to like Naito and fucking all the Hiroshi Tanahashi, all the guys in New Japan, and now it's like okay, they don't have any of that, and they only have like really really smaller stars from Japan, well, and guys from Japan that aren't even Japanese, like Pac, and it's just like I don't know.
Because like, don't they have isn't Pac Neville?
Yes.
Like, that's what I thought. Which I'm happy they got him because
Yeah.
Pac or Neville, whatever you want to call him, is great.
Yeah, and again, I don't think he's got a full-time deal because the thing is, he works for a company in Japan called Dragon Gate, right, which is the second biggest Japanese company, and he's literally their world champion right now and has been for like over a year. And I'm pretty sure the way AEW works is I'm pretty sure that they hire guys to be exclusive just for the US. So like guys like Pentagon and fucking Phoenix or whatever are still gonna get to do their lucha shows down in Mexico, and how do you call it? I'm sure the few Japanese guys that they have are still gonna go to Japan. So I don't know. It's like they've got a good roster and everything. Like they've got a really good roster right now, but it's just like it sucks because with All In, you felt like it was a dream show, right? You felt like anything was possible. And now with AEW, like it's awesome, but it's like they've got to deal with all the shit that comes with actually being a company, like signing guys and fucking having a budget and like competing with people to get stars because Ring of Honor got Bandito, the luchador that runs with Pentagon and Phoenix or whatever, and I know that people in AEW were really sad because you remember Bandito, he was in the main event fucking of All In, that tag match. He was the guy that was like really, and he was really good, and Ring of Honor, I guess, just offered him more money at the right time, and now he's with them for a few years. And it just sucks because Ring of Honor is doing terrible right now. That's another story.
Are they doing worse than WWE is?
Yes, I would argue that they are. Because that whole debacle with the sold out Madison Square Garden showed that they actively tried to sabotage with Enzo and Cass, and I don't know, just the fact. I mean, it's not the worst wrestling I've ever seen, but I just feel like they're just on cruise control. They don't care, but yet they've got a lot of these guys under contract that other people would make such better use of. I don't know.
Okay, but I want you to slow down a little bit, and I just want to point out wild card rule and how WWE's treating the revival.
Well, the thing is, I don't watch Raw and SmackDown anymore, right? That's actually the best way to watch WWE. Don't watch the weekly, just watch the pay-per-views. Then you don't have to deal with their shitty booking. You can just watch the pay-per-views that they put on, and a lot of times they're actually pretty decent. Like Money in the Bank is usually a really good show. I'm hoping that it could be a good show. They've got Kofi Kingston, Kevin Owens. They've got fucking Daniel Bryan. Oh yeah, so I did read how Daniel Bryan and Rowan are the new SmackDown champs, and I'm actually really hyped for that because my boy Rowan finally has a belt. My favorite wrestler ever. Remember a few years ago when you were over here and fucking we watched SmackDown and they had Randy Orton versus Rowan and I was getting all hype, and then Oh my god, those were the
Like, didn't Randy
days.
like beat Rowan in like 5 minutes?
Well, no, so well, yes, he did, but the match was 5 minutes of Rowan slowly beating him up, and then he got RKO'd and the RKO was the only move that Randy did in the whole match. Oh man, you could tell
Like,
too.
at,
Good.
at this point in Orton's life, like, we've been able to tell, but like it's really obvious now that Randy Orton, because of like how injury prone he is
Yeah.
very protected.
Yeah, he's and it's funny like with things like that, like when he does matches like he did with fucking Rowan or whatever, it's like you could tell he's just like, okay, bro, I'm taking the night off. Just do your shit and then I'll win. Oh man. It sucks too because it's like it sucks too because like Randy like if he really wanted to, and I get why he doesn't, because it's like it's WWE, who gives a fuck, and he's injury prone or whatever, so it's like I don't blame him or anything, but god dang, if he could go out there and try like 110%, I mean he could be fucking up there with like, you know, like Kenny Omega and the Bucks and fucking, you know, all those guys as far as like one of the best wrestlers in the world. But I feel like his legacy will be more of just like just a WWE star, and like that was kind of because he's literally only ever done WWE is the other thing. And it, like of course it makes no sense for him to do anything else right now, but it's like it sucks. I kind of want him to like I feel like he would be great for like not even necessarily AEW, but I feel like he'd be great for like TNA, like Impact or whatever, or like just any indie company that's trying to get like a top that doesn't have like a good top star. I feel like he could really like elevate people to a new level and shit. Like I don't know.
Yeah, like
He's the perfect heel. He's the absolute perfect heel to fucking wrestle against and get over and shit. Like if any company in the world had a fucking babyface that they wanted to make into a star, you get Randy fucking Orton to wrestle them. I mean, shit, right?
yeah, because like even though like Orton's matches, especially lately, only have been like 3-star at best.
He could do better if he was to give his all
He
into it.
tried.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, his promo work and the kind of character, especially recently, how his character has been, it's been great.
Yeah. I mean, I just like it's just one instance in like many of how WWE has just so much money that it just actively they just actively prevent good wrestling content from being produced. You know, because it's like they just pay. And you know about the whole situation going on with Sasha Banks right now? I mean, she's basically she's refusing to wrestle for them, but because of that, they're just going to freeze her contract, and she might have to legit retire to get out of her fucking contract and not wrestle anymore. And at this point, I feel like since she's made it this far, she might actually do that. Because she is obviously done with fucking WWE. So,
Yeah,
and I don't blame her.
I know that, like, a lot of people are hoping that Jon Moxley goes to APW, but honestly, he'd thrive a lot better in TNA.
Yeah, he would. And well, but the one appeal to Jon Moxley